We are going to find the slope-intercept equation of a line that goes through the point 2, 6 and has a slope of 2/3. We're going to use the point slope formula to do this. Let's talk about what our final product will look like. We should end up with a slope-intercept equation. That is y equals mx plus b. So y equals some number times x plus some number. So there's going to be a y and an x in our final equation. This right here is the y and the x that are going to be in our final equation. This y1, x1, and m are all going to get subbed out for numbers that are contained in our problem. So the first thing to do is to write down the point slope formula. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Then let's figure out what each of our pieces are going to be. They tell us that our line goes through this point, 2, 6. So pretend that that is point 1. So then your x coordinate will be x1 and your y coordinate will be y1. Those numbers go in for x1 and y1. This 2/3 is our slope, and just like before, the slope is the m number. So the 2/3 will be subbed in for the m number. So our equation will look like this. Y minus, the y1 is 6, equals the m number, our m number is 2/3, times x minus the x1 is 2. Now we have our equation written in point slope form. We're going to use our algebra to simplify that so we get something that looks like this, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So we will distribute 2/3 times x is 2/3 x. 2/3 times -2, make that into a fraction. When you're multiplying fractions, you multiply tops, multiply the bottoms, so that will be -4/3. Copy the rest of your equation. We're almost there. Remember, we want y equals something x plus something. We've got to get rid of this -6. So we'll add it to both sides. Y, this is gone, equals 2/3 x. And now we have to do this arithmetic. You could use a calculator to help you. I'm just going to do it by hand. -4/3. And then you need to make 6 into thirds also. So I'm going to make 6 into 18/3. Just get a common denominator. And then you add just your tops. So -4 plus 18 is 14. So that'll be plus 14/3, or plus 4 2/3. Now, if you just used a calculator, you could just throw that into a calculator and get a decimal here, 4.6666 repeating. But here is our answer, slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. The m number is 2/3, the b number is 4 2/3, or 14/3, or 4.6 repeating. We need to find the slope-intercept equation of the line that connects these 2 points. First off, what is our answer going to look like? We're going to end up with an answer, y equals something x plus something. Y equals mx plus b. We're going to figure out what the slope is and what the y-intercept is. That's how our answer will look. We need to use point slope form. We need point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So we're going to need the slope, and we're going to need a point to sub in for x1 and y1. Let's start out, in the previous example, they gave us the slope. They gave us the m number. In this problem, we have to find it. So we're going to use our 2 points to find the slope. Remember our slope equation. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then label your points. Here's point 1. So the x coordinate will be x1, y1, and the y coordinate will be x2, y2. So y2 is negative 2 minus, from the formula, y1 is 4 over x2 is negative 6, a minus from the formula, and x1 is 3. Negative 2 minus 4, think money, lose 2, lose 4 is negative 6. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. A negative divided by a negative is a positive. 6/9, let's see, we can reduce that. A 3 divides out of both top and bottom. If I divide a 3 out of the top, I'll get a 2. And if I divide a 3 out of the bottom, I'll get a 3. And remember, 2 negatives divided will make a positive. So our m number is 2/3. So that's what we're going to sub in for the m number. So over here, the y1 and x1 are the coordinates of a point that you know is on your line. Technically, you could pick either one of these points. I'm just going to pick point 1. So I can see that my y1 is 4. I know my m number is 2/3 because I found the slope. X minus the x1 is 3. Okay? Notice that the y and the x stayed in my equation. They're going to end up to be the y and the x in my final equation. The m, which is slope, and the x1, y1, the coordinates of a point, got subbed out. Now we're just going to use our algebra to simplify this equation. Distribute your 2/3, so you get 2/3 x minus 2/3 times 3 is 6/3 or 2. You can use a calculator to help you with that fraction multiplication if you want to. And then on the other side, you still have y minus 4. We're almost there. We almost have y equals mx plus b. We've got to get rid of this minus 4. So we'll add it to both sides. Negative 4 and positive 4 cancel. So you have y equals 2/3 x. Negative 2 and positive 4 makes a plus 2. There's the equation of our line. Y equals 2/3 x plus 2. That line will contain these 2 points. How could you check that? You could put 3 and 4 in for x and y and see if you get a true equation. You could put negative 6, negative 2 in for x and y and see that you get a true equation.